Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin aka Lord with the Skull, and welcome back to Minecraft Survival. I got some things planned. Immediately, right now. I've been planning this all week. Well, sort of planning, sort of dreading it. But first, a little bit of backstory. So as you may notice, pretty much all my items are over here. Now, they used to be right here. If you don't know, this is where I'm going to be building my house. I've done some experimentation off camera in another world, and I've kind of got an idea, but it's just gonna take a little bit more work than I realized. I already did that's quite a bit off camera. These are my resources. Ta-da! I have my gradient. Oh, this is gonna take forever. But that's just for the tower. This is for the rest of the house. But you may notice one thing is missing. Smooth quartz block. Yeah, I need a lot of it, and I'm out of quartz. So I'm gonna need to go to the Nether and get it. That's why this video is happening. And this is why I've been dreading this, because I don't want to go to the Nether. Yes, today I'm going to the Nether, and I'm kind of scared. But whilst I'm in the Nether, I'm going to be doing a voiceover talking about some events that have happened recently. Yes, exactly. It's about Watcher. If you don't know, I'll explain here in a little bit. But right now, I got a gig going. I was planning on doing a little bit of netherite mining, but I don't have enough TNT to make it worthwhile, nor do I have sand. I am out of sand because I made all of it into concrete and concrete powder. Where are my gold pants? There they are. Chink. Ta-da! Oh yes, and I got mending. I got mending on everything. Even my shield has mending. So, enough sitting around. Got quartz to go mine. About 2 weeks ago, as of this being posted, Watcher Entertainment posted a video stating that they were not receiving enough money from YouTube's ad revenue to continue funding their video production at the quality they prefer, as well as pay their 25 employees. So they chose to make their own streaming service for their content that people need to pay $5.99 per month to watch, saying that they would stop posting full videos to YouTube, and that it's the only way to keep up with the high-quality video production, and that they hope that their viewers would follow them to this new platform. That was not the case. They quickly lost half of their subscribers, and the comments completely destroyed them. And frankly, I kind of agree with the viewers. Not to the point of unsubscribing, though. Watcher quickly posted an update video stating that they were not expecting this much backlash, that they were sorry, and that they will keep posting to YouTube, but the Watcher streaming service will get the video first. People are still feeling betrayed. Here is why. Watcher has no sense of budget or spending limit. They spend more money than they can earn, oftentimes spending thousands of dollars on a small set. It's all unnecessary spending. The content they are putting out is not worthy of this level of spending. I mean, you're not making an award-winning TV series on AMC. You're just three guys being silly and funny. I mean, they should be trying to cut corners rather than cut a hole in our pockets. It's just YouTube. Even people that make short films just do one, then wait to do another. They aren't necessarily spending as much as you guys are. If you ask anyone that worked on film sets for, say, the first 3 Star Wars movies, they will tell you how many of the sets and props were made from reused parts, whether it's parts of machines or other small little pieces of scrap that they can just put together to make something. It saves money. They just need to manage their money better. That includes what shows they do. Shows like Stephen Lim eats expensive things that cost an arm and a leg to order from a restaurant. I can get buying expensive ingredients to make a new and interesting rendition of your friend's favorite food for your friend? That I find to be more wholesome, enjoyable. And plus, I'm actually learning how to kind of cook along with Stephen Lim. It's more worthwhile. I mean, all they really need to do is A, look at their own spending and say, okay, we're spending too much money, we need to cut back on certain things. Because, I mean, you don't necessarily need to spend thousands of dollars on something. I can get, going to these haunted locations and having to pay a fee to get in, and plane tickets, but you don't need first class. Just sit with everybody else. You don't need the expensive stuff. You just gotta cut your spending. And if you need to cut the spending, now, they said they didn't want to do this, but eventually they're gonna have to. You don't need 25 employees. I mean, even big, gaming YouTubers, like Jacksepticeye, they have, maybe 3, 4? I mean, Markiplier has 3, 4 editors, but you don't need 25 employees just to do 1 or 2 shows a week, or for a month, even. You don't need a whole, movie cast and crew for this. It's just YouTube, for goodness sakes. Somebody stated it very well in the comments of one of their videos. We're here for you. I like you guys because you're funny. You're entertaining. I'm not here necessarily because of your political or religious beliefs. I'm here because I want to laugh. I find you funny. I'm not here necessarily for high quality video, especially not on YouTube. They actually were doing somewhat better back when they were socially distancing, and they didn't necessarily have full sets. I mean, some things you could just make so easy without spending a dime. All you need is, just your computer, your laptop, whatever, a microphone, webcam, and you're set. You don't need, full-on $3,000 camera and paying somebody $20 an hour behind the camera. Also, another thing I'd like to mention is that maybe don't, base yourselves out of a rather expensive city like Los Angeles. Maybe it's time to move location. Because if you're worried about your spending, that is not the place to be. There's just so many ways that you can get around this problem rather than having us give you money. Besides, you're already getting money from Patreon, which pretty much is the same concept as what you're doing with the streaming service. Basically, through Patreon, if you're paying money monthly, you get stuff. Whether that's items for free, or just, being able to watch the videos that come out first, before anybody else on YouTube. You're doing the same thing for the streaming site now, so it's what's the point of the Patreon then? You're having people pay twice for the same stuff. Really, there's other options that you can take with this besides taking our money. Just need to maybe step back a couple of steps and go, okay, what can we cut? What do we not need? Or if you don't necessarily want to take that, if you're too busy doing other things to take a step back, have somebody else do it. Buy a money manager. They will sit there and they will go, okay, what all are you spending stuff on? Oh, well, we're spending on this, tiny little set here, that's gonna cost $2,000, and, oh yeah, we're sending Stephen Lim and these 2 new hosts that we got to go eat gold-plated steak. You might wanna, you can do better. Maybe cut maybe don't send them out to go eat gold-plated steak, and maybe just, I don't know, maybe find something a little cheaper when it comes to the set. I mean, look at it this way. The old comedy TV series, Mystery Science Theater 3000. If you look at the set that they're on, it's not that much. Yeah, it looks kinda hokey and cheap, but that's exactly what it is. That's what it's meant to be. And it works. It's iconic when it comes to the series. I mean, it is literally just random parts just stuck to the wall and then painted, and it looks kind of like ship parts. Kind of. It doesn't take much to make a lot, and we aren't needing, TV quality. Again, this is YouTube, not, something that's going to be on HBO Max. I mean, again, I found Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara on, of all things, Hulu, and this was whilst they were still on BuzzFeed Unsolved. Which, speaking of BuzzFeed Unsolved, they could have taken a page out of that book. BuzzFeed kind of went under. I'm not exactly sure the details, but from what I've heard, they didn't do so well with their money managing as well, and completely went under. So they could have done anything other than what they did. There just comes a point where you just gotta say, okay, maybe we shouldn't just go and do something that's gonna make our community mad. I mean, how could you not see this coming? Our community is here on YouTube, but we want to have them go over here and do stuff for us here. They could have done so many other things. I've said this like 5 times already. Just because you're not receiving enough money for something else doesn't mean that it's on us. It's on you. Stop making this about us or YouTube not doing enough for you, when really it's you who's not doing enough for us. Or, no, you're doing too much for us. Take it back a couple of steps. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way. All you had to do is watch your spending, give yourself a budget. Only say, okay, we're only allowed to spend this much on this show. I mean, big movies, they do that all the time. Now these days, it's a bit more expensive. They're allowed to play with more money. But back in the day, it was, you're only allowed this many $1,000s to spend on this shoot. Alright? Don't waste it. And don't go over. If you do, we're shutting you down. And oftentimes, if they did go over, they just kind of kept it quiet. Just, shh, don't tell anybody. If you tell management, we're done for. And they ended up being alright movies. Because they took the time to, they kept it somewhat within the budget and only went slightly over. I will give them that. But you just gotta not go this far with something as simple as 2 guys sitting there looking at a computer screen, talking about ghost hunting. It's a bit much. You just remember where you came from, what you were at one point. And just maybe go back to that. That is when you were at your highest. That's when you were at your peak. Just remember that. Remember that as you go on. If you even go on after this, I don't know, your community might just abandon you completely because of this. But I will say, I am willing to forgive Watcher if they bring back social distancing and Dungeons and Dragons. I enjoyed that. It was the chaos of the whole situation that really made it fun for me. And again, that's also something that didn't need a full set. Yeah, it needed a little bit more editing and stuff like that, but nothing too fancy. Yeah, it was kind of kind of cool looking, but it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, look at me. I don't need big old sets and stuff to record this sort of stuff. Then again, I'm also, not a big corporation. I'm not doing like shows like Dish Granted and Worth a Shot and, Are You Scared? Ghost Files, Mystery Files, things like that. I'm not doing those types of shows. I'm just a guy sitting at a computer talking to himself. Talking to a game. I don't necessarily need that much money, but you also can just do something similar to this. You don't need it. You don't need it. That's all I'm saying. You don't need it. Again, willing to forgive. Just do better. Do better. Make this right. I don't care if, the streaming service has their way with the video first. What matters to me is that you just take some of this advice to heart and do what needs to be done to make this right. Because I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you complain about, our community's not, supporting us in this thing. We're not supporting you because we don't have to. We're supporting you by giving you this advice. And giving you a little slap on the wrist, and that's it. We could do a lot worse, I'm telling you. We deal with the ads on YouTube, and we will sit there and watch the sponsor segments, but we're not gonna go and pay $5.99, almost $6 just to watch the same thing on a completely different platform that doesn't really even need to be there. Just keep that in mind, watcher. If you're watching this, I don't think watcher's gonna watch this because I'm a nobody compared to them. But they also gotta remember, in the wide world of YouTube, they are a nobody. When it comes to the D&D stuff, they aren't Critical Role, they aren't Dimension 20, they are quite literally a name no one's ever heard when it comes to that. That's been my little rant. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm gonna send you back to me. Alright, that's gonna be all for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, commenting down below on what you thought of the video. Oh man, that was a lot. And it's gonna be a lot next time too. Because I'm gonna start building my house. And it's bigger than I expected. I've also got a basement to do. I got, so much. Please consider sharing this video with your friends and family. I very greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when another video is uploaded to the channel. And I say unto thee, farewell. Whew. It's time for lunch.